Hey friends, welcome to the latest market prep vlog as I am prepping for my several fall and winter markets before Christmas. So I thought it would be a good idea to do another market prep, show you what I've been doing in the past 2 weeks, because last week I didn't film one. I filmed the Halloween pattern roundup. So if you're new here, I'm Amanda. I share lots of crochet and crafty content. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you give it a like. So let's get into it. So it's already Sunday. Usually I film these over the course of the weekend. Right now it is Sunday. I didn't film any yesterday. I was just not feeling it. I did do a lot of crocheting. So I'm going to show you what I did both yesterday and the past couple weeks. Okay, so this is the part where normally I would come on and you'd see me sitting there showing you what I've been working on, and I did that, but I had trouble with that particular clip not wanting to transfer over. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I worked on the past, I guess, like week and a half and on Saturday. So these are not technically on my inventory planning list. Neither of these things actually, but this is just how it goes sometimes. So I watched a video. Her name is Cameron Cute Creations. You're probably familiar with her because she has a large following. But she does a lot of markets, and I saw that she had these hats. So these are baby bear hats. It's a free pattern, actually. It's just on a blog, and they use Bernat blanket, which is my favorite yarn. They work up really quickly for a hat because they're using the thicker yarn. So I have been on a little bit of a hat kick, and a little bit off track. Not off track because I'm still making stuff, but just making more than I had originally planned. So these two are newborn. And then, oops, I've got these four. These are all 6 to 12 months. And I'm trying to make some neutrals and some more like boyish colors, that kind of thing. And then I've got, okay, ignore my mess, but I've got like a stack right here that are made, but the ears are not attached, okay? So I've been making lots of those hats. But anyways, within that video, I saw the hats, but I also saw this chicken. All right, so this chicken I saw she had in her market booth, and I just thought it was super cute. I haven't attached the tail yet, and I think I go into that in the next clip, but the point is, I saw this chicken. I looked up on Etsy. It's by Cozy Stitch, the Cozy Stitch, and Cozy is with an S, because they're either Canadian or British, I'm not sure. And so that brings me to these cows. So obviously these are not done. These are mini chubby cows. They are also from the Cozy Stitch. So once I went to her Etsy to find the chick pattern, then I ended up seeing these cows, and they are just so cute. So on Saturday, I made these 3 bodies. It took me about 2 hours. I think it would have been quicker, except for you have to do a bunch of color changes, and obviously it's a new pattern for me. So I still need to add the snout, little ears, horns, arms, and legs. So these are in progress, but I wanted to mention them because they are not technically part of my inventory list. Although I did write down cows, I just didn't draw any boxes for them. So now I will have 3 cows, maybe more. We'll just have to wait and see. So one of the things I wanted to make was 5 tiny T-Rexes. I've got one that is totally finished, and earlier I guess it was this week, I don't know, it might have been last week, but I made the body for another one. It's going to be a purple little fella, or lady. And so I still need to add the arms and legs and the back. She doesn't look like too much yet. But that was actually on track. I haven't been able to mark it off because I still need to add those detail pieces. But yes. Oh, and I guess I need to add in. So I've already got a bunch of boxes for the mini Mabel chickens. I guess I need to add for this little guy. And just so, one of the things I'm trying to do, I think I mentioned this, but I don't want to have one-offs as much anymore. Like, basically, other than a couple of things, like tiny things, in my other markets, I've had like one of each thing. And I think it's a little visually overwhelming. And so I'm trying to consolidate. Obviously, I'll still have a bunch of my stuff, my inventory from last time. So there's nothing I can do about that. I'm still going to bring it. I'm not going to not try to sell it. But I'm trying to do multiple quantities of fewer items. So I would probably like to make a couple of these, at least 3. And I'll probably batch those too, because as you can see, there's a lot of little add-on pieces for the little chickens. But they're just so cute. I just feel like they just have so much personality, even just existing. So that's that. I've got most of a tiny T-Rex completed, a chicken that I didn't even plan for, and 3 partial cows. So progress is being made. Progress is being made. I'm gonna think about it that way. And I haven't done too much sewing because I've just been focusing on the crochet. So I'm excited to do some of that today. It's like 12:30 now, so I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then I'm gonna bring you guys along with me as I do some of my sewing projects. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I'm making the heating pad. So I've got just this piece of, well, this is 2 pieces of flannel because I've already started it, but I cut 2 pieces 12 by 15, and then I have turned them right sides together and sewn up 3 of the sides, okay? And so what I'm gonna do now, this is gonna be the large size pad. You can see how, like, intended to use for someone's back. I'm gonna be sewing like 2 to 3 inches apart lines so that it's not just one big sack. The small one will be a rectangle. This one is obviously a rectangle, but it's gonna have lines through to kind of keep the rice a little bit separated. So that's the next step, and then I will get my funnel and fill with rice. So I'm gonna do some of the sewing. So it's kind of hard to see, but basically I've stitched a line down. I made a seam, and basically it's made a little pocket. And I left a little bit at the top so that later I can tuck that in and sew that shut. But I'm gonna do it each 2 inches will be a new pocket, and then I'll show you when I'm ready to fill it with rice. So I've got it sewn up. The pockets you really can't see on the camera right now, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pockets, 4 seams. They're not exactly even. It should have been a little more than 2 inches apart, because although it is 12 inches across, I already have a seam allowance from where I sewed them together. So next time I'm gonna get more even. I'm okay with it for this one, because this one we're gonna keep for our household use, as my husband requested one for himself. I know this is kind of feminine, but he don't care. So next thing I'm gonna do is, I got this funnel. This is just from Walmart, and it was a 2-pack. I think it was $1, maybe even less than $1 for a 2-pack of these plastic funnels. I've got a scooper and this really old rice that is sticky on the outside. And I actually bought this in COVID. So like the very beginning of COVID, when nobody knew what was going on, and we just wanted to have like something to eat in case things, went very badly. So I never cooked this rice because everyone still got food, thankfully. But what I'm gonna do is pray that I don't spill this everywhere. But I'm gonna use the funnel to put some rice in my pockets and fill them up most of the way. So Here we go. Please don't spill all on the carpet in my craft room. Okay, this one is really large, so I think this one might take a good bit of rice. Probably, definitely, oh, it's not going through the funnel. There it goes. You see it? I'm gonna shake it though. Why does it not want to, I might have to use my bigger one. It came in a 2-pack, another one's bigger. Okay, I'm gonna get the bigger funnel because this one's not flowing super well. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to buy some more rice for my, because I'm planning on making more of these. And it's already taking a good bit just to fill it up. This is the larger size I'm gonna make. I'm planning on making this size, I think 4 of each. Yeah, that's the plan on my inventory goals. Well, now it's stuck. I guess it just gets stuck up in the, like a traffic jam. Because obviously there's nothing large in here. It's literally just rice. But I'm planning on making 4 of these large ones. 4 after this because this one we're keeping. And then 4 small ones, which would just be like probably half the size of this. Like this, maybe one seam. Most likely just a rectangle because I think those work really well for period cramps. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm gonna have to pour less at a time. There it goes. You have to keep shaking it to get it through. Okay, and then the third size I want to make is kind of a long, skinny one that you can put around your neck. Okay. So here's how the first pocket is looking, as you can see. I don't want it to be completely packed full. I want it to have some flexibility. So I'm gonna play around with that, and then once they're all full, I'm gonna fold under, not like that, I'm gonna fold it in on itself so that nothing's on the outside, and sew it down, and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll test it out in the microwave. Okay, here it is. It's done. It's heavy because it took an entire regular size bag of rice, almost the entire thing, and it's not, you know, packed to the brim. I think it's the right amount of rice. I'll show you. 3 pounds. So this is all that was left in the rice bag. So this is about 3-pound heating pad. I'm trying to think about how much I would charge for this. Probably 20. And then I could charge 16 for the little one and 18 for the next size. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this, put it on a microwavable plate, and I believe you microwave it between 1 minute and 90 seconds. So I'll start at 1 minute and see how it is and report back. The only thing, I haven't had one of these in a while, but my grandma used to make them. The only thing I remember is that it does put off like a ricey smell. And I think you can also make it with beans as well. But time to test out this baby. Okay, I heated it up. It feels wonderful. It barely fit in the microwave. I don't know if I should take it down a few inches in length. This is, if you're going for back, this is like the size of an adult's back. So I don't know if taking it down a few inches would not be a good idea, but I think it might help if people don't have large microwaves. They're not gonna be able to, I had to turn the turntable off so it wouldn't spin. But, so I might take it down a few inches in length. It doesn't smell too bad, but I'm thinking that I might look into how to put like lavender in. My kids have these Warmies stuffed animals that are basically the same idea, but they have lavender in them. So I'm gonna look into that and see if there's a way to do that. But I think now I'm gonna just do some cutting for some other ones. So I'm gonna cut some more flannel. Okay, so I looked into it. Looks like you can get dried lavender for a pretty reasonable price. Looks like they even sell it at Michael's. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do some plain ones and then I'll do some lavender ones. Okay, you can probably tell it's a little darker because I'm back after putting my kids to bed, eating dinner, all that jazz. So before dinner, I cut all the sizes in this denim with the daisies. So this one I actually already sewed up except for leaving a hole. This is going to be the small one. Although I think on the rest of them I'm going to add an inch on either side because I think I'd like it just a slightly bigger. And then I cut this one. I got it turned inside out because that's how I'll be sewing it. This is the large size and I'm making it just an inch or two smaller on either side because I think it was just a little bit too big for some people's microwaves. And then this is going to be the size for the neck one. And then instead of having it just one long tube, what I'll be doing is filling one part, sewing probably every 4 inches or so. I'll be sewing so that way it won't all go to one side of the tube. So I've got all that cut for the denim ones. And then I can use these as templates when I move to my other flannels. I showed this in my last video, but I've got the one that I made, the earlier one in, the daisy one. I've got a red checkerboard one, and then I've got just kind of a plaid, like fall cozy one. So I will be making more and cutting more of those. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start cutting some fabric for some hair bows. Let's see. So I did want to show you the patterns that I'm using for that. So I've got 2 different patterns that are free online. I've got this one. This is Simple Life Pattern Company hairbow pattern, and I've already made one out of that. So it comes in, about to drop something. So it has 3 sizes you can make. This is just the wraparound, and then you cut the bow in whatever size. So I've already got one cut out for the large size, and if you want to see that, this is it. This is the large size. Very cute. I think this is a really good size bow. So I'm going to make more of those. And then I printed it 2 more times so that I can make the medium size. And then the small one is small/piggy. So you could sell it as a set of 2 to put in pigtails. And then, let's see. I just downloaded this one today. This is a sailor bow and a mini bow. This is RayanneKelly.com. But it's totally free just to download this and print off your computer. So what I'm going to do now is cut this out and start cutting some bows to sew up. And hopefully I can get a bunch cut out. It's only 8 o'clock right now. So I've got a good 2 hours left to go. So I can get a good bit cut out and get some sewn up too. So let's do it. I think it turned out cute. Oh, and I'm dropping it. All right. This is the pumpkin one. This is the sailor bow pattern. It's kind of hard to focus. I think you can see that pretty well. Okay, there we go. So it's not too big. Obviously I'm bigger than a child, but it's not like quite as oversized as this purple. Where's the purple one go? Hold on. Okay, so it's not quite as oversized as this one. Let's say it's like an in-between. But yeah, so I could probably charge a little bit more for this big one. I'm really not sure what to charge for the bows, so I'm gonna go on Etsy and kind of get an idea of what they're going for. I can't imagine that something this size would be more than like $10. I don't know. I don't buy a lot of bows for my kids, but it is all handmade. And then the little clip is glued on. And I also got these headbands for babies. They're a little bit whiter, paler than I thought they were gonna be. I didn't realize that. I mean, it says they're beige. This just looks white to me, but anyway, I'll be putting some hair bows on that as well for people with itty bitty babies that don't have as much hair. So yeah, I've got one more of the pumpkin cut out. Let's see, what time is it? 9:30. So I'm gonna start putting that one together And then I may try to put that one on the baby headband. But yeah, this one came together pretty quickly, I'd say. Once I get going, I think it'll be easier. And then, yep, this back part's glued on. So I'm gonna work on that, but I think for the vlog purposes, I'm gonna cut things off here. So I hope that you all have a awesome week whenever you're watching this, and stay crafting. If you like the video, then give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit subscribe. So toodaloo, see you next time, bye.